you're in the deserts of the Mojave or the Sonoran, southern United States, southwestern United States, you don't have to look far to find this plant. This shrub right here, this is Laurea tridentata, also known as chaparral or creosote bush. And if you travel across the desert to any extent, you're going to see it just covering the landscape, whipping in the wind as the predominant shrub in the desert landscape, the low desert landscape. This plant has been providing medicine and food for everything that lives among it for thousands of years. And get this, living specimens of Laurea tridentata have been found to be at least 12,000 years old. That's older than the redwoods, that's older than the bristlecone pines. Also known as creosote bush, Laurea tridentata is typified by its little spade-shaped leaves, all of which have a leathery kind of waxy finish feature to them. They bloom opportunistically according to whenever there's enough rain. The flowers are yellow, and oftentimes when it rains it smells like wet creosote, which hence gives it its common name of creosote bush. The ethnobotanical uses of this plant date back pretty much as far as human history. It used to be used for everything, internally, externally. It was used internally for everything from diarrhea to cancer, as an anti-inflammatory for the digestive tract, and also to help heal the liver. Strangely though, in the last couple hundred years it's been identified that this plant seems to be developing some kind of a toxicity against us. It's been shown to have some hepatotoxic effects, meaning that it can be damaging to the liver with excessive use. Therefore, it's best used just for external purposes these days. My favorite use is to cut up the leaves, the flowers, the stems, and to make an oil decoction by simply putting the cut up pieces into a ball jar, a glass jar, covering them with olive oil, putting a tight lid on top of that jar and leaving it out in the sun to infuse for 2 weeks or a month. You can strain the leaves off at that point, and it can be applied externally for bites, sunburns, various other maladies of the skin. It can be useful on animals too. It's very good on horses for fly bites, sunburns, etc. And I find it especially useful on horses because they can't really lick it off like dogs and cats do. It's nice to know that plants like Laurea tridentata are here. In fact, if it weren't, the low desert where it thrives might be void of life. Chaparral is here for us, and all who find food, medicine, and refuge from its branches. It is an elder of the planet, pushing through the sands of earth and time, branches whipping in the desert wind, waiting for us to discover and use, just as nature intends.